Hello. So today, as you can see, we will be doing a presentation about God. It's not God. It's actually Groove Overdose. That's what it stands for. K-pop loves its acronyms. It's a first-gen boy group. Their fandom name were Fan Gods. So I mean, God, but also Groove Overdose. I don't know. These plays on words they like a lot. They debuted in January of 1999 and they're primarily known for their lyrics. They do more like ballad type stuff. That's not all they do. That's like primarily what they did. They're not really recognized much outside of South Korea, but they're a very big deal there. And actually, there's a lot of like second gen and early third gen groups that have like covered their songs. I don't feel like fourth gen pay as much attention to it, but that could just be my own feeling. I do find that the generations matter when it comes to like who someone is a fan of because it seems like it never crosses over more than two generations, and even then it's like the first half. So like what I'm trying to say is like first gen will go to like halfway through third, second gen will go through like halfway through fourth, and I'm assuming once fifth gen comes around, once we get like halfway through there, so I'm assuming that'll probably be in like, I don't know, like another like 7-8 years, we'll end up halfway through there. Because I think fifth gen, I do personally think fifth gen is coming soon. I don't know if it's here yet or not. I'm not really taking a stance on that because I think we have to wait and see. But I do think it is coming relatively soon. So then if we're talking like halfway through it and we're assuming they all are approximately 7 years, then that would take us to about another like 7-ish years to get to halfway. Maybe less. Maybe like 5 years from now we'd be at like halfway through fifth gen. So I think around then we might notice that third gen groups and their like popularity is more dwindling and like newer groups aren't like as aware of them. Like you can already see that for both girls and boys, the ones that are debuting now, they'll often talk about fourth gen groups as their inspirations, like the Tees and Stray Kids and ITZY. Like I hear a lot of people saying that that's what got them into the industry rather than like BTS or Twice or whatever we kept hearing for a while before. So just a thought. um, so how this whole thing worked is that Park Junhyung came to South Korea from the United States. He's Korean American, and so he came to Korea to create a group. And so his cousin Danny An and Danny's friend Son Hoyoung also joined them. So yeah, and then there were like a couple other ones as well. So their company almost cut their funding as trainees due to a financial crisis, but they kept them and they asked JYP to be their mentor. So for context, JYP was like still decently young then and more known as like an idol than, I mean, I don't even know, did JYP exist yet? I probably should have looked this up before I did this, but I forgot to check that piece. So let me see. JYP Entertainment. Okay, when were you founded? 1997. Okay, so yeah, that's what I thought. I was pretty sure they already existed, but I wasn't sure. So yeah, JYP, the company, not the guy. Company already existed, but GOD's company asked the JYP, the guy, to be their mentor. Man, all these companies named after people confuses me so much. Okay. So yeah, they were originally with another trainee going to be called GOT7. No, GOT6. What am I saying? But it changed to GOD when that member left, and this is where GOT7 got their name from. Got. um, they also almost disbanded in September of 2001 because Park Junhyang was found to be dating Han Goen, an actress, and the company wanted to kick him out without consulting the group. So then Park Junhyang and the other members all held press conferences and the fans protested until the company's decision changed. Now, something I also want to mention here is that Junhyang himself has often spoke about his frustration with the dating ban, but if you recall from my Baby Vox general information video, I said that I don't actually think the dating ban is that bad because, like, Junhyun got lucky, okay? And like, I'm not saying this is just because he's a man, because there are lots and lots and lots of men that also get in like a lot of problems from public dating. Like Chen from EXO is a good example. But I will say that in that case, I think the fans were more just mad that like he waited so long to tell them. But then like if he told them earlier, I feel like that also would have been a problem. There really is just no good way. There's no winning here. So like because of that, I feel like the thing is Junhyang just got lucky. For whatever reason, his fans were just nice and they actually cared about him and his happiness, and like, you know, they were like decent people. Whereas most of the time it doesn't go that way. So I feel like it's kind of selfish of him. Not selfish, that's the wrong word. Maybe self-absorbed, but like in the nicest possible way I can say that, to like just simply like he's unaware of other people and their experiences. Almost like he's coming from this, he's coming at this from a place of like, well, for me it worked out, but like as we saw with Baby Vox, it often does not work out very well at all. And so it just seems a little naive to me that he's just like, it should go away. It's fine. Because for a lot of idols, public dating is not fine. And I feel like if the ban went away and like teenagers and like early 20 somethings who had like just debuted were going around having public relationships, I just feel like their group would collapse so fast, be riddled with so much scandal, and like it would never go anywhere. And like I'm not saying that that's a good thing. I I'm very very upset that this is something they have to worry about, but it is something they have to worry about. And like we can't control sasaengs. We can't control antis. We can't control these people doing these terrible things. We can try to increase security, but that's all we can do. We can't stop the internet trolls. But what we can do is we can keep private information private until you're like absolutely sure and like getting married type thing, because at that point it's like it's safer ish, or at least like you're certain like the backlash you'll get from getting together, at least you won't get it again when you break up, because the assumption is if you're that far along you won't break up, you know. But I think, I don't know, as I said in the last video, I have very mixed feelings about the dating ban, but I still feel like at least for the first couple years, it's probably smart to keep it there. And I feel like Junhyung just really got lucky. But anyway, then Yoon Kye-sang left in 2004, and the rest of the group finally moved to JYP Entertainment. And then all 5 of the members have reunited in 2014 for an anniversary concert, and they've been on and off active since then. So yeah, that's that. Now here we have Mr. Jun Park, aka Park Junhyung. So, I mean, I wrote it in all the ways for both names, but basically the stage name is his English name, so it would just be like Jun Park, because that's how people say it here. But in Korean, it is Park Junhyang. Um, and he is Korean American, as I've said multiple times. His position was the leader, because you know he kind of formed the band. He was 31 Korean age at debut, so this is an older group as well. Well, he was older at least, because like most of the group was more centered around Danny and his friend. So, but Junhyang was at least older. And he now is married with a child, and he returned to the United States to be an actor. Okay, now we have Yoon Kye-sang, who is Korean, and he was 22 Korean age at debut. And now here we have Danny An. So, I mean, again, here it would be said as Danny An, obviously, but if they said his name there, they would call it Denny. And his Korean name, birth name, was An Shinwon. Shinwon. I think that's right. Okay, so I haven't been writing the Korean on the slide just because that was like, I tried to do that and it got really complicated, so I gave up. But because I don't have it with me, I can't know for certain whether it's like what syllable block they use to get the W, because W doesn't really come by itself. It comes from like another letter being put with a letter. So because I don't have that, I don't actually know exactly how to say it, but it's something close to Shinwon. And honestly, Shinwon is probably the closest most English speakers would be able to get. Anyway, I'm making these videos for people that aren't trying to learn Korean and just to like help them get closer. I'm not making these videos for people who are learning Korean. If you are learning Korean, please actually look at the Korean and pronounce names that way. But if you're not trying to learn that, then this is a way to get closer than how most of the names that companies, how they romanize them, get. I'm trying to get as close as I can for English speakers. So he was also Korean American, and he was Junhyung's cousin. And he was also 22, Korean age at debut. And he has also hosted Kiss the Radio on KBS. It seems like a few idols have done this, but yeah, he has done that. Okay, now we have Son Ho-young, which is my bias, and he's also Korean American, and he was 20, Korean age at debut. So just an adult, just barely an adult. Why did my sounds come out all weird? I'm kind of tired today. Please just, yeah. Okay. And then finally we have our maknae, Kim Tae-woo, and he's also Korean, and he was 19, Korean age at debut, and he now has a wife and 3 kids. And that is the end of God. Bye-bye. Annyeong.